And now I'm going to create the larger wing that appears behind the couch. We'll be using the Polygon Extrude tool, and the Edge Loop tool. I'll start with the Polygon Cube. And I'm trying to create something to start with where it tapers at the very back. And because I'll need to duplicate it in a mirror image, I'll delete that inside face. And now I can begin my polygon extrusions. I'll right click and choose face, click on the face, and just as we did with the couch, we'll put in some polygon faces to get the general shape. Then we can go back and refine, just as we did with the cushion and with the back of the couch itself, using the Insert Edge Loop tool. So I'll just go in and replicate this as closely as I can. I've got the main part of the wing created, but if I hit 3 on the keyboard, it kind of falls apart because we don't have enough geometry. So I'll use my Edge Loop tool once again, and I'll drop an edge in on the top here and down at the bottom. I'll hit 3 on the keyboard. And if I go to my object mode and use the smooth proxy, I have something kind of like this. I'll hit 1 on the keyboard. And if I wanted to now, I could go in and start to edit these vertexes. It's pretty objective on how you approach this. I'm going to add the main feathers because anything else other than the main piece would be added on via a texture. So I'll go ahead and get my cut tool. Now, the tool we're going to use is under Mesh Tools, and then you'll see MultiCut. I've already got it on my dock. It appears here. And I'm just going to split this into as many pieces I need for that main feather. I've just chosen the number 4, so I'll just go in and split this in half, clicking on the edges, hitting return once I've got one line made, clicking on this edge, then the bottom edge to make a perpendicular split, hitting return to set it, and so on. Now if you find the tool is snapping to existing vertexes, you can double click on the tool. In the toolbar at the very top, you'll see these snap steps. It's usually set much higher than 1. We have to go with 1. That's as low as we can go. That will give you a little bit more of an opportunity to drop those edges where you would like. I'll return to my object mode. And after looking at the edges, I need to have this entire piece much thinner, so I'll get my scale tool and I'll just flatten it out a bit. And then we're going to select those 4 faces we just created using the cut tool along with the extrude tool. You've probably noticed that as you use the extrude tool, a window pops up. When I click on off, I'm able to create the geometry. If I click on my scale tool, I can now taper the new separate 4 sections I've created. So now it's a matter of just kind of manipulating the way you'd like these things to be. So if I wanted to, I could start selecting them individually, and I could kind of flare them out if I chose. I'll hit 3 on the keyboard to see what I have here. Alright, so I think I may want these to hold together a little bit more, so I'll get my Edge Loop tool, and I'll click and introduce edges for each of these, close to where they join the main wing. I'll hit 3 on the keyboard. Now it holds together. Now I'm going to put a bend on this. I could go in and I could manipulate this shape in the top view, which might be the best way to go about it. So by right-clicking and choosing my vertexes, I can now go in and kind of tweak this. With the main part of the wing made, I could go in and add any details I want here. The elements on this one in the back are also created using the Polygon Extrude tool and the Insert Edge Loop tool. I won't go over that because next I want to make the smaller wing that we would see right here. And again, very repetitive.